Okay, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's tutors discussion session. I am Piyush, and I'm joined by tutor Seema. Today's topic is something we all have seen within our learners, that is the overload trap. That is too many resources and no real practice. Learners today are surrounded by a sea of English content. That is, let's say, for an example, YouTube videos, grammar, PDFs, vocabularies, apps, Instagram reels, courses, ebooks, and the list goes on increasing. As learner might watch English videos for the arts, download 50 vocabulary lists, and follow 10 influencers, but still struggle to speak fluently. Why? Because there's no real speaking or writing practice happening. So, Seema, what's your point of view on this? Do you agree with all these points?
Yes, Piyush, I do agree with you. Actually, in today's era, we all are laden with a number of resources. Those are free available. And what happens sometimes it is really challenging to filter
Right.
which app and which resource is gonna really work for us. And it sometimes it takes most of our time, and that's where we lack practice. We keep on researching and searching for the right uh, app, right content that can work for us, and that's where practice goes behind. And and searching, that is really baffling for the learners. They don't know, so that's where they end up losing their time and energy. So yes, it's true that over having a lot of resources, it's an it's a trap where learners are struggling and juggling these days.
Very right, Seema. I totally agree with you, and the very great points you have mentioned. I always sees that like learners watching 10 English videos won't help if you never speak a sentence by yourself. I always
Yeah.
see in my sessions that learners also feel overwhelmed. They jump from one course to another without finishing anything. We, as a tutors, can guide them choose less but to do more, right? So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, very right. So I think I believe in the active engagement over the passive consumption, right? I often tell my learners that don't be a collector, like be a communicator. Here are the few things that I wanted to share as an example. I recommend to all my students who are like having this kind of problem. So, for every 10 minutes of watching or reading, spend just 5 minutes explaining it in your own words. In initial conversation, it could be even in your own language as well. By explaining it in your own language, then you can convert it in the English language and you can explain it in your own words. Second point is keep a daily spoken journal. Now, what does that mean? Even just 2 to 3 minutes of talking about your day, like what's your day goal today, what you are going to do today, what's your day schedule today. It will help you like to think in English. We always say that's not like having classes over here or following any material would not give you an edge unless and until you are not able to speak by yourself. So start speaking. Spend just 2 to 3 minutes talking about the day with you are going to spend the whole 24 hours. Fine. And this third
Yeah.
point is have a practice partner or join the conversational like website. Like we provide a conversational sort of to you, like the virtual things. Okay. So having a partner can really help you to follow them consistently, basically. And the last is limit yourself to 2 to 3 trusted resources, not more than that. If you, I would suggest like one resource. If you get and you have a great trust, like you are learning from it, just stick to it, no matter like how much time it is taking or how much time you are taking to like build up your vocabulary or building up your speaking skills. Just stick to that particular matter and go on with it. And most importantly, schedule practice like a workout. We don't get fit by watching fitness videos, right? We have to work upon it. So the same goes for the
Yeah.
fluency. So I just wanted to say, Seema, like anything else, Seema, did you wanted to mention as your personal experience as in the learners, like you have also have taken sessions. So what's your personal experience like? Any learner has demanded you such kind of things?
Yes, Piyush, I have seen some learners. They say that I have been learning this language for 6 months, for 7 months. I haven't improved yet. So I ask them only one questions, like how much. Like I always ask them, how much do you spend on social media? When you say I have been learning this language, so in a day how many hours do you devote? So they say, okay, 1 hour, 2 hours. Okay, that's really good practice that you are watching content in English, and that's a really an excellent step that you are taking. Now tell me about your practice, practical practice, where you are opening your mouth and speaking with someone. If you have no one to yourself, how many hours do you speak? Then they say no. Sometimes they say, okay, 20 minutes, half an hour. So here we need to understand that you are consuming a lot and producing very less.
Right, right,
We need to understand it. And here we can use one formula, that is 70 or 30 formula. It means 70% you need to give the output, and 30% you need to take the input. That's a real practice where you can see drastically changed your personality,
right.
your English speaking skills, because here you are practicing a lot, and that's what this language demands. The more you speak, the more you will be able to express yourself. So 30% you need to just take the input, and 70% you need to produce the output. In that way, definitely you will gonna learn this.
Right.
And you have already covered all the points, Piyush, that we need to make active plan where we will monitor our progress every day. We will monitor how much I'm learning and how much I'm improving. So that's really needed to be done by the learners. And here I also want to say that use what you are learning. If you are learning but not using it, you tend to forget it easily, because uh, that's the that's the way our mind work. Okay, that's the way our mind works every day. Like the more you use it, the more you will repeat the questions, repeat the sentences. You will It will retain in your mind for a long time. But if you don't repeat them, if you don't use them, you will forget it.
Right.
So here you have already mentioned that we need to stick with one or two trusted apps or any like YouTube videos. So that will help us a lot. But if you just jump like a monkey mind here and there, okay, this video can help me. The thumbnails that we see on social media, like on YouTube videos, these are really attractive, and that make us those thumbnails make us to jump one after another. So that's where we need to understand that these videos, these thumbnails are meant to be catch our attention, but we need to understand that, make sure that you don't get into such traps, and keep yourself engaging with the trusted apps and videos, so that you can see the changes, the changes that exactly you want in your speaking style. That's what I want to
Very right,
tell.
Seema. I totally agree with you, whatever you have mentioned, especially that 70-30 rules. Like, I also remember my teacher when, they used to tell me, they used to always tell me, but less input and like more output is the efficiency.
Yeah.
It determines your efficiency, how much efficient you are. So I would always, I also tell to my learners that not gaining so much of knowledge is important, but using that knowledge is important in the daily life. So very
Yeah.
nice of you, Seema. I totally agree with all the points that you have mentioned today. To conclude this session, more resources, I would say, don't give you equal, like more fluency. In fact, too many resources can slow learners down by distracting them or overwhelming them. So, we need
Yeah.
to encourage our learners to choose wisely, use practically, and practice consistently. Real progress happens when you use the language, not just absorb it. Okay. So thank you so much for learners, and thank you Seema for your valuable insight. I hope this session reminds us all as tutors and learners that doing. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you, Piyush.